Hi everyone, welcome to VLSI Academy. This is lecture 71 and today we will understand about functional ECOs. In this video we are trying to learn about the functional ECOs. We are trying to learn about functional ECOs, but let's first understand about how the flow works, entire PNR flow. So once we get the RTL, we take this RTL and do the synthesis. And once the synthesis is done, then we go to placement. And from placement, we go to CTS. From CTS, we do the post route. So route and post route clubbed together, let's call it as post route dB. Once this post route dB is out, we do the timing ECOs on it. Now what happens is, let's say we have some urgent requirement and for that we need to do the some changes in RTL. So let's say we get a new RTL, but let's say new RTL has come and we are already sitting at CTS or post route done dB, and we are implementing the timing ECO to do the tape out of the chip. So let's say we are nearing the deadline and we do not have time to go back to the synthesis. At that time we take the new RTL and then we do some kind of patching and we will regenerate one ECO that inserts a new logic. We call it as functional ECO. What does it usually contains? It contains a new functional logic. New functional logic. That new functional logic gets inserted through the patch to our design, and that gets inserted in the netlist. And then we take that new ECO, functional ECO, and insert it in the design. Once you source it, that becomes a new logic part of your design. Then we have to functionally verify whether it is passing with respect to this new RTL, and if it is passing, then we take it and we continue our work. So let's say if we are in timing ECO phase, we continue doing the timing ECOs further, and then we do the tape out with the new RTL. So that becomes the new baseline instead of old RTL. So let's see one example in the real life how it impacts our chip design flow.
In the high-stakes world of VLSI chip design, innovation isn't optional, it's survival. Drupal, a rising force in semiconductor innovation, was months away from releasing its next-generation data center chip. At Drupal, everything was on track. Years of design, testing, and optimization, all aligned for a perfect launch. Then, without warning, Beta made its move, coming up with a highly competitive chip in near future. A new chip, better specs, faster, more efficient, and at Drupal, the shift was immediate. The pressure was immediate. Months of work suddenly at risk. The question, adapt or fall behind? But at Drupal, the groundwork had already been laid for the unexpected. Engineers using a functional ECO, engineering change order, they upgraded the chip without starting over. At Drupal, it became a race against time. Every second mattered. Precision, speed, no room for error. Finally, they delivered. On time, upgraded, competitive against company Beta. This time, it was a functional engineering change order that made the difference.
So let us try to understand how to generate a functional ECO. So let's assume that we have one old netlist with which we are already running, and this old netlist synthesis is already done and you are already in PRO. So that old netlist it will take, that is considered as old netlist. Now what you have is corresponding to this there will be one old RTL. So there is one old RTL. Now this RTL has actually gone through the flow and it has generated this old netlist through the flow. Now let's say you have a new RTL. So new RTL means this is with functional ECO included one. So this is with func ECO, this new RTL. Now what happens is you will generate a patch. So the tool, let's say for synopsys it will be formality, and from cadence it will be conformal. So what it will do is basically it will take this net RTL, and it will also take this RTL as input, and it will do a patch generation. What it will do is it will do a ECO, engineering change order patch generation. So the patch generation happens here, and then it will try to optimize this patch. So it will do some optimization on this patch to reduce the logic, or to improve the functionality, whatever is needed in the optimization. It will try to improve the optimization with respect to the technology or project related constraints. Then after that optimized patch, there will be one patched ECO netlist, and whatever ECO'd netlist is there, we will do now one one formality between this and this. So there will be one functional verification. Now the functional verification will be done with respect to what? It will take input of this old netlist, and it will take input of this netlist, and it should pass. So that is what basically is. This is your main step. Like output of this will determine whether you have to take this patch or not. So this is how the functional ECO flow works. This is your functional ECO flow. That is all for this video. We will come up with more interesting topics in further videos. Please do subscribe to VLSI Academy and let us know your views in the comment section. Thank you.